God is with Emmanuel. God is with us. I am just trying to prove the point of how long tulips will flower if you have them in a pot instead of in a bouquet. None of that 5 days, 7 days. We're on day 7. These look like you could cut them today. If this were a variety that had pollen, it would be feeding the bees and everything. It would go to seed. You can see stuff moving in. You know, it's become housing for stuff in my garden, not all of which is pleasant, but they live here for now. And this is day 7. So I just want you to take a look. It might be actually closer for this one. It might be closer to 2 weeks. You guys remember this was the first one, and it's at the leaves on that one has actually been eaten some, but now there's enough where, you know, it's not really noticeable. So let's go see what else. It's just now getting started. 2 weeks in. Oh, that's pretty. I think that looks like it might be a double as well. I got all those tulip bulbs in a grab bag, so I don't know what I have, but I'm happy to have something. And these petticoats, wow, they're getting taller and more numerous. I've had the yellow one before, and I think it might have given me more flowers than this one. But we'll see. And I got some of these muscari coming up. They start short like that. I thought I planned, oh, there's some more coming later. So there will be a nice little balance. Here's another long bloomer for me. Only this time of year, though. This one's definitely been blooming for 2 weeks. And if you count this bloom, it's been blooming for a month. Looks like I got some seed head on that one. So, guys, you can share the food. I'm trying to teach you gardening that sustains life. Get things that have pollen. Learn to enjoy pollen in your house and outside. Instead of this, I don't see any pollen on this one, so I won't grow it again. Yeah, I don't see any pollen. So all that can happen with that one is the leaves can be eaten. And so the creatures are trying to get rid of something that is useless. I won't grow this one again. But Minerva has stolen my heart. And let's see. These are good. See all the little dots of pollen? The little yellow dots? That's life. Learn to love life and things that represent life. Food for everybody. You can't let people who are about death, you don't know who these people are who put out this campaign to hate pollen. Can't sustain life without pollen. Here we have my Fosterias. These all come from the 1950s, and this has been the best tulip for my Zone 10 garden. It's reliable. I think it only needs 8 weeks of chill hours, but I chill it for longer than that. And this is the height for it. It's a little over 1 foot tall, and it's sunny enough to come out. This is Parissima, and this is Madame Lefebvre. Allow me to introduce to you Madame Lefebvre. These are a little shorter. They don't have to be. Here's a Madame Lefebvre. See, that is at its full height. I like them. They're my favorites. They have those big fat heads, and they come up during the cool part of my season so they can bloom for about a month. Who doesn't like a month of flowers that open and close every day? You know, a lot of flowers, once they open, they're gone. But not these. They open and close every day. They produce new pollen every day. Gorgeousness. This one has blue pollen. And what color is the pollen on Madame Lefebvre? She's doing the most. Madame Lefebvre looks like the party dress I've always wanted. Look at her. And those black dots in there are close to my skin color, so I would look gorgeous in those colors. Oh, as does Madame Lefebvre. In any event, let us carry on. These Albert Heijns, they look very dainty in my garden. They kind of blend into my rugged terrain. But they have the big fat posterior heads. I don't know if this one is posterior tulip Albert Heijns or if it's something else, because it looks kind of unique to me with those green on the outside. But maybe it is Albert Heijns, because that's Albert Heijns in its early season. We got lots of them coming on. I didn't even chill these Albert Heijns. I bought them late in the season and they were pre-chilled. And as you can see, the pre-chilled are a lot shorter than the ones that I chilled myself, because I gave mine 12 hours. I don't know what that is. I'm not an expert on tulip, but I got a few of them that have that condition. Then we have City of Harlem. And with these, whatever height they start to bloom, they get taller. Like this one is starting to bloom at this height, so that one should get about a foot tall. Same with the pink one. And contrary to popular belief, hyacinths come back in Zone 10B. Zone 10B is a little different. It's more like Zone 8. You could translate Zone 10B as Zone 8, because whatever comes back in Zone 8, there is a chance that it might come back in Zone 10B, because we're a foggy coastal environment and the bulbs read that different. Oh, we got some more bulbs coming out here. I think this might be Carlton. That right there is Fortune, which is supposed to be mid-season. And as you can see, this bulb is a lot brighter color. And another name for Carlton is California, because it is a very successful rebloomer in the city of California and in the state of California as well. Carlton is a reliable rebloomer for me. And this one is new to me. This is Fortune. It has a beautiful smell to it. Not as strong as Carlton, which has a vanilla smell. I don't know how to describe this. It has a little bit of a honey scent to it, and it smells like some perfume I've smelled somewhere. It has more, it's complex. Fortune is very complex in its smell. City of Harlem smells like juicy fruit gum, but not as strong as that. But the value of City of Harlem is that it can fragrance the whole garden. Just one City of Harlem can fragrance the whole garden when it's planted in the garden. The ones that you have in the house, for some reason, they don't do as well for fragrance. They have fragrance, it's strong, but not as strong as the ones in the garden. The whole garden smells clean and fresh. And there was the first Parissima to bloom in the garden. She's feeling like it's a little overcast today, so she's like, I'm gonna peek open, but it's not a full bloom worthy day. And the yellow one has just completely closed up for today. But as you can see, We have others. The early ones were early, but the show must go on. Okay? And so, this is Zone 10B. This is a Zone 10B spring bulb garden. So, and it is the month of February. I just want you to note that the ones in the ground where it's a little bit cooler and a little bit shadier weren't as quick to come up as the ones in the pots. So if you grow in the pots, maybe your blooms are a little bit earlier. So for those people in Southern California who it's your first year planting tulips and you're seeing mine coming up and you're like, why aren't yours up? These are the earliest tulips. The Fosterias are the earliest tulips, and in my opinion, the best for Southern California gardens because they come up during our cool season. They can come up in January for some people, but mine came up precisely in February. Okay? So, you know, if you get tulips in January, which is our coolest month, they will bloom for you for 2 months. They bloom the whole time. If it's 40 degrees, they bloom until it gets 60 degrees. I mean, the same tulip bulb will, the same tulip flower there will bloom until it gets 60 degrees at night. Okay? So like it was in the 50s last night, that tulip is going to bloom for a month. But if the tulip has started blooming in January, which is a low light time, it'll kind of be a little slower, but it'll bloom then for 2 months. So you can have a really long tulip season in the winter time if you time it right. You know, I've never had them come back. I just consider them fertilizer after they bloom because unless I start them from seed, I just wouldn't trust them to be healthy. As you can see, some of the tulips in my ground there, I can see they have problems. Others, I don't see any problems, but you never know what's lurking underneath there. So, God bless you.